there, welcome back to Creatively Crafted Life. My name is Melanie, and today we are going to move on to the everyday, the everyday section of my scrap space. I have a bin here, an iris bin, and I think this has 12 by 12 stickers and 12 by 12 chipboard. The rest of the stuff is dispersed throughout the room, so I'm not sure how far we will get, but let's at least go through this bin and maybe the 6 by 12 stickers. Yeah. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just kind of sort these, and then we'll go through and figure out what I want to do. Okay, so I had problems with my mic again. You guys, one of these days I'm going to figure it out. In the meantime, you're stuck with me doing a voiceover, and I will do my best to try and remember. Right off the bat, I am looking at this piece from Bella Boulevard, and it's perfectly usable. There's nothing wrong with it. I love the colors, but I just know I'm not going to use it. So I'm going to declutter that one. This is from Bo Bunny. I trimmed this off. It must have had an alpha at one time. And I do still like the colors and images, so I'm going to keep that. So keeping is going to be to the left in the bin, and discarding is going to be the right. And every now and then I'm going to move something else elsewhere. This one, even though it has alphas on there, I'm keeping it. I was just mentioning that I could have cut it off, and I'm choosing not to. This particular one here from Cartabella, it does have the word family in it, and it does have somewhat, leans kind of somewhat towards a family theme, but I think I could use it more often for other everyday kind of stuff, so we're going to keep it in this bin. Same with this one. And we've got two of these collections here. This is Hello Again, and I'm going to keep one and declutter one. This next one is definitely fall oriented. I think I was thinking it had enough icons that I could use in every day, but looking at it a little bit closer now, it does have like the happy, like for Happy Thanksgiving, and it's got the, thankful, it's got the pie and traditions. So I'm actually going to move that back into the fall collection. I think it was there at one point, and I moved it here, and now I'm moving it back. These are some close to my heart collections stickers that I'm going to keep. Well, at least the first one. The second one I am decluttering. This is crepe paper, and it is those clear stickers, which are not my favorite. I like to layer things, and clear stickers just make it hard, but I do love these a lot, so I am still keeping them. I figure worst case, I will add them on paper and trim them out. This is an older collection. I'm going to purge it. Same with this one. I'm going to purge that as well. Now, this is from the coffee collection, and I don't know what I was thinking. I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. I know, shock and horror. I think maybe I was thinking I could send cards, but it seems a little disingenuous to send a card to a friend who loves coffee, and says something about, loving coffee. I don't know. I'm going to purge that one. I have two of these sheets here. Um, what is this? Something everywhere, I think. I'm going to keep one and declutter the other one. This is more of a faith-based kind of sticker sheet. I am going to keep it. I don't have a separate category for that. And you just see me going through these pretty quickly. A lot of these are Echo Park, which I love Echo Park, but a lot of them do have similar looks and feels, like these two here. Similar color scheme, even similar icons. They just switched up the typewriter a little bit. You can see this second sheet, I do have used a little bit of it, but not enough to warrant getting rid of it yet. Okay, we're gonna declutter that one. This is an old Kaiser Craft piece of sticker sheet I've used a fair amount of this one. I do love the colors, but sometimes you just have to let it go. We've got some Jen Hadfield. I like her collections. I don't always like her icons. I don't know. They just feel a little juvenile a lot of times. I don't know. There's a few pieces in here that I could see me using, but I think I'm going to get rid of them. And then we move into Maggie Holmes. Now, I am not a diehard Maggie Holmes fan, but I do love Garden Party, and I am going to keep those. And we're going to keep those as well. And now we move into Paige Evans, who I also dearly love. And these are all no-brainers, basically just moving them into the keep pile. Now we've got some photo play. Now this one here, you could argue that it is more vintage inspired. It kind of has that look, but I would probably use it still for my everyday, so I am going to keep that in here. This particular sticker sheet, I don't know. There's some icons on here, like the birds are super cute. I like the cameras. I don't know. I don't know. I'm clearly having a hard time. See, I'm pointing out the icons that I like. And then some of them, yeah, see, I decided to keep it. If in doubt, keep it. So we're going to keep that one as well. Here's another photo play one. I have two of these sheets. I really do like this one a lot. I love the colors on it. And so I'm keeping both of them. This one here is a darker colored scheme. I don't have a lot in that. I do like that. This one, I can't remember the name of this one offhand, but it's got like a fiesta celebration birthday kind of thing. And I don't know that I would use this so much for my normal scrapbooking. It's got llamas and stuff on it, but I think it would make some great birthday cards. And so that's why I'm putting it up at the top because that's going to go in my card kit. I think this one is called Bohemian Rhapsody. Not really my style, but every now and then I get suckered into these things because I think they're cool. It's just not normally icons that I normally go with. I do really like the lanterns and the guitar. I don't know that I'm going to use them or how I'm going to use them. But yeah, this is another photo play collection. A little bit different color scheme with the yellow and the green. You don't see that all that often. But yeah, we're going to hold on to it. Not a lot of decluttering. Well, now we're going to move into Simple Stories. This is an older collection of theirs. They often have um, some really basic icons and shapes that are just totally usable. Yeah, no brainer. This was one of my favorite collections from them as well. And then you get into their whole vintage inspired lines, like all of them. I really love the color scheme on this one with the bold blue, red, and yellow. Yeah, and this is the collaboration with My Mind's Eye. I really like this collection. It does definitely has a different feel to it than the normal Simple Story. These ones I've got two. These are Vicky Bouton ones. I clearly have used up one quite a bit. It was probably from a class, but I do really like her stickers, so I'm going to keep both of those. Now we're going to move into chipboard. So normally what I do with chipboard is if I've got a 6 by 12, I will attach it to a piece of cardstock like you see here, and then just pop it in a sleeve in case the chipboard falls out. I don't anticipate getting rid of any of the chipboard at this point in time. Now, this one here is from Maggie Holmes, and I'm debating whether it should go in the travel section. And then I just decided, you know what? There's enough icons on there that I can see me using it in every day. And I don't think I decluttered it, so I'm not sure why I put it on the declutter pile, unless maybe I did. I just put it in the wrong spot. There we go. Some more Maggie Holmes. There's another one where there's just some weird shapes. Like, I don't get the critters, but then that's me. I'm not that whimsical, and so I do struggle, but I love her florals. If she just did a whole collection of florals, I'd be thrilled. And then we get into a garden party. I have two of those, but again, I already indicated that I love that collection, so definitely not going anywhere. And then this is Paige Evans. This is her travel line, and you could argue that it should go in the travel section. I'm just checking here for how many travel icons there are, and I don't think it warranted enough to move it over to travel. Some pink fresh now. These were 6 by 12 sheets. So again, if you look at the backside, I just used cardstock that I was decluttering to kind of hold it together. Okay, so I think that is going to be it for this. I'm not purging a ton, but then I didn't really expect to. Still progress. Okay, so now I've pulled out my 6 by 12 cardstock sticker storage that I'm calling every day. I have, I guess, 3 bins. Yeah. I've got regular stickers, chipboard, and then I also have one that has like all alphas on it. Not alphas, like words, titles. And then these are kind of like a medium size, not quite the 6 by 12. So let's go through these and see where we end up. Okay, we're going to start with the smaller stickers first. And this is probably one of my problems with storing stuff is all the different sizes. And this bin is actually a little too tall for some of the stickers, which is why this is the size, I think as small as I can go in these bins, but I do love them. They're by scrapbook.com. So these ones I start off they're basically words. I try to keep the words ones separate from my regular stickers. These are from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just kind of reassessing if I really do like what's on there. Not all of these words are ones that I would use all that often, so I could, in theory, pull them out, but it just seems like too much work at this point in time. This one here I've used up quite a bit. It's got like a crafty theme to it, but I don't really have any other place to put it, so that's where it's going to stay. I'm just double checking to make sure I still like the stickers and that it shouldn't go in a theme bin. I think I'm pretty good with these for the most part. I'm also just looking to see if there's anything that just, doesn't look good anymore, or if I have doubles, whether I want to keep them. So this one here, I've used up part of a sticker sheet. I'm going to purge that one and I'm going to keep the one that has more on the sheet. This is Amy Tan. So is this one. Then we have, I think that was Paige Evans, maybe? Is that right? It's either that or Pink Fresh. And then those are from Close to My, not Close to My Heart. Those are from, yeah, Close to My Heart or Creative Memories. I can't remember. I've got two of them. I'm going to get rid of one. Get the theme right. If I've got doubles, unless I absolutely love them, I'm going to declutter them. There's a lot of hip kit. And like I said, these are all ones that have a lot of words in them, things that I would use for titles. Anytime I want to think to add a word embellishment, that's what I'm focusing on. Yeah, and just checking to make sure that, you know, the majority is what I would want to use. So here's your Pink Fresh. Also, if there were words that were left on a sheet and there was only a few of them, I would consider moving them into my die cut sticker. Next section, now we're moving into, I think, the metallics. So this one here really could go in my travel section. It is from a travel line, but I think there was again enough there that I could use in my everyday. So I'm really trying to focus on putting these where I'm going to more likely see them and be inspired to use them. So that one I'm going to declutter. It had really chunky glitter on it and it just was all over the place. So it's time to let that go. This one's got a lot of family, home, that kind of thing. So again, should I move it to family? Possibly, but I think family and home are words that you could use more often than not. Rather than put these ones in a die cut sticker binder, I actually just put them on a 6 by 12 sheet of paper and I'm storing them in here. That works as well. Got some Pink Fresh, some old Pink Fresh, and some Vicky Booten. And I can't tell from here what those are. Just some white foam words and stuff like that. This is from Bella Boulevard, and that is from Cocoa Vanilla. So again, not a lot of decluttering. It's still good to go through it though, and just be familiar with what's in my space. So now we go into the blacks. We just did white, so now black. And this one here, I'm just considering swapping out the fuller side for the front. Yes, I could have just flipped the package over, but I know it would bother me having the label from the package on the back end. But again, why not see more on the front, right? So that you have better visibility. And that's ultimately at the end of the day what my focus is on. Now these ones here I've had for a while. I don't remember. I think they might be Amy Tan, maybe. Not sure. And we're flipping through these pretty quick because they're pretty, like, there's nothing really to say about them. Mm. Oh, this was Cocoa Vanilla, I think. And then we get into the 49 and Market laser cuts. So I don't have a space for these. In theory, they should go in with my die cuts and that kind of stuff. Um, maybe once I open the package and they start becoming little pieces and bits and bobs, I might. But for now, I'm just leaving them as is, and I will deal with that when it becomes an issue. And these are some super jumbo chipboard words. I've used these on pages. They are harder to use than I thought, and I probably should have gotten rid of them, but I am going to hold on to them. Okay, we moved on to the second bin, and these are more regular kind of stickers. These are Studio Calico. I'm going to declutter those. I don't remember which one those are from just looking at it here. There's Garden Party. Now I have two of these sheets here. They are from, I think they're Maggie Homes. For sure they're crepe paper. And I do have two of those, but I think the animals are cute. I don't know that I would use them on a scrapbook layout. Um, Maybe cards. I don't know. One last look, and I decided to purge them. Okay, so this is another sticker sheet that I again struggle a little bit with. Just some weird icons again, like that are not my style. I guess I should put it that way. Just weird for me, but I do like enough of them that I decided to keep that one. This here could argue should have gone into the other bin. It's okay, not the end of the world. So I do have doubles of these Cocoa Vanilla stickers, and I love Cocoa Vanilla. It's hard to get. It's not inexpensive, so I'm definitely going to keep onto those. Same with all of those no-brainers there for me. Definitely keeping them. I need to pull out. I need to pull out a lot of these collections and get working with them. And now we move into some hip kit. I do try to keep these somewhat alphabetical within the sections by manufacturer. Is it going to stay that way? Probably not. Whenever I do one of these declutters or purges, then I deal with it and kind of reset everything. I don't stress out about it, but it is nice to have it in order. When I pull paper out, then I know how to go and find it pretty easily. Now, these are like a washi sticker. They're like that clear plastic, and you already heard me rant about how they're not my favorite. I'm trying to decide if it's worth keeping or not, and yep, I guess it is. I was in a non-purging mood today, I guess. And again, just quickly going through it, just seeing if anything jumps out at me as to whether or not I want to keep it. So these ones, again, they're clear stickers, and I'm just, trying to figure out would I use them for what they're intended. They're basically pockets that you can decorate. I love the idea of them. It's cute, but would I use them? I guess I decided that they were cute enough to at least keep them for another round. And we're just about through this pile. I've got a Western one here, which to be honest, I probably would not use. And so I am going to declutter that. So not a lot of decluttering. Okay, some more Western. And again, not a big theme for me, but I do have some photos to scrapbook from the Cowboy Museum. I was just double checking to make sure they weren't any duplicates, but that's why I'm keeping them. I suspect after I finish documenting that visit, they probably will get decluttered. Again, not something I normally gravitate towards. I try to keep most of my stickers out of the packaging for the most part, not always the case, but for me, it's all about accessing as quickly and easily as possible. Now, these are duplicates from Pink Fresh, and I'm trying to decide again, how much do I love them? Do I need to keep both? Pink Fresh is hard. I love their stuff, and there you go. I decided to keep both. So these ones are their chipboard frames. It's a very common thing that they have. I struggle a little bit with it, so I am going to purge them. I have used them in the past, and especially with classes, and I do like them. I just struggle to use them on my own. So here's another duplicate. Again, it's a hard decision for me to make, and I am going to declutter one. I'm not sure where that one is going. But the rest, easy peasy. If I don't have doubles, right? So pretty much, yeah, just hold on to it. There's some more frames. I like those ones a little better than the other ones. Don't know why. I don't remember. We'll just flip through these fairly quickly. I end up with doubles a lot of times because I buy grab boxes and yeah, um, the bargain. So here I've got doubles. This is somewhat of a travel theme kind of thing, and I'm trying to decide, do I really need to keep both? Like how often I'm going to use the similar, and obviously a lot of them are labels, which are easy to use doubles of. And now we move into the simple stories foam words, and I'm just saying maybe these should go in the other bin because they are words, and that's where those are going to go. So they're not getting decluttered, they're just moving into the other bin. Okay, we're moving on to the last of those three bins that I introduced at the beginning. This is kind of a hodgepodge bit. The first part are stickers, and I've got some 6x12s, which I'm not sure um, why they didn't go in the other bin. And so I did go and check, and it's because they're just slightly wider. Why do they change the packaging size? So frustrating. I think I'm going to try and see if I can get those fit in to those bins anyways. I might just trim them down to make them fit. And then the back half of those containers are actually envelopes. And I bulk buyed a bunch of envelopes not long ago, and I needed a space to store the extras, so they just went in the back of that bin. You got to do what you got to do. So these are rub-ons. I have a love-hate relationship with rub-ons. I can appreciate them for what they are, but I also know that I'm not very good with them and that they go bad. So in this case, the ones off to the left are going in the purge pile. Now these technically could go in, oh, that one's going in the purge pile, but technically these could go in my like where my enamel dot storage is, but that is so full, you guys, that yeah, it's fine to leave them here. And these are a lot of just small little stickers from LA Studios. I think there was some from Hip Kit, all of that stuff. I'm going to put these sticker books away here in a minute and deal with them separately. I also have a love-hate relationship for sticker books. That's kind of the same deal there. Pretty little studio stickers, which are cute. I'm going to declutter those ones. These are from Cocoa Vanilla. I do like them as well, but I am going to purge them. I know that sounds funny, right? Just didn't like the feel of the stickers. A lot of these are dimensional or puffy, or again, they're just packaging that's too wide to fit in the other ones, or too short to fit in the other bin, and they were getting lost. I need to be able to see it. I think I was talking about earlier about taking stuff out of packaging, and again, it's all about ease for me. If it's hard for me to get at, I'm just never going to deal with it. So these have a lot of like word strips and labels, and I was just trying to decide if I liked what the sentiments were and if it should go where I have word stickers. So I am purging a little bit more of this pile than I thought, actually. We've got some doubles, and these are double puffies from Pink Fresh. And again, how much do I love them? Do I love them enough to keep two? Or, what I really should do is get rid of one. Good job. It's tough, you guys. Like you just, and it's tough. It's tough. If you love it, you love it. Are you with me on that? Yeah. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. And I'm really trying hard not to overbuy the same item just because it's on sale. I do know that there's so much stuff out there that I don't really need doubles of everything. So these are some simple story frames. I only have two left. I'm just going to purge those. I do struggle a little bit with the frames, but these ones, because it's a full package and I am documenting some vintage or historical family photos, I am going to keep those. So now the question is how much of this will fit? I would love to get everything in this front section and maybe, trim it down to just the 2 containers instead of the 3. I don't know if it's possible. And again, you get that, see, some of them are just a little tight, and I just don't want to lose them down the front. But I think I might be able to make these work. Yeah, see, and I'm debating here whether I really should move those in with my enamel dots, and ultimately I decide to keep them in here. I'm just going to stick them at the back. I mean, it's good. It's all in one container. I'm still not loving that they are short. Maybe I'll go back and add them at some point to some scrap paper just to make them a little bit taller. I don't know. What do you think? Is it worth it? Okay, so now we move on to what I'm calling sticker books. I'm just flipping through these ones here to see if I want to keep them, what I would use them for. They are a cardstock sticker as opposed to just a paper sticker, which is nice. And just looking at them, I was thinking, you know what? I could probably use these for card making and would probably use that quicker there. So those are going to go in my card making kit. And then I have this sticker book from Echo Park. Park sticker books are actually really quite good. The stickers are thick. They are like a nice cardboard. I was just checking to see if they did repeat, which they did. And my thought was, well, I'm going to pull out half, keep half, and then purge the other. And I was struggling with tearing them out, and that made me second guess whether I should keep them. And so I'm just going back through it one more time just to see if I really do want to keep them. And I decided, you know what? I'm going to purge it. So this is the purge pile, you guys. Much better, or much better, much bigger than I thought it was going to be. So I'm really happy with that. And I was feeling pretty good, and so pulled out another bin. And this is a bin of Dollar Tree stickers. And I'm kind of hoping that maybe I can condense it into that other bin there with the envelopes, just to, free up a whole bin. That would be pretty awesome. So some of these I have had forever. Now, these are actually recollection stickers. These puffy ones, they're actually not even any good. I took one out afterwards and they were peeling apart. Um, Actually, those aren't recollections. I can't remember what those are. Little mementos, something or another. And these ones, I have decluttered some of these. Actually, I've decluttered these, I think, once or twice, and they've made their way back into my space. I thought I could use them when I was crafting with my nieces. And at the end of the day, they're cute. Think they would look great on cards, but it's time to let them go. So they are going in. These I got in a box, a mystery box, and I'm just going to declutter those as well. And now let's move on to the Dollar Tree stickers. A lot of them I took out of packaging. I talked about that before, just about ease. Now, the only thing is it would be better if they had a white color sheet behind them for looking at, but you know, it is what it is. I use these pretty much exclusively for card making, and a lot of these are on the cutesy side, and I need to start making some more cutesy cards because my nephews and nieces are getting older, and soon they won't be appropriate unless maybe grandnephews and nieces will be on the way. Who knows? I'm just debating on that one if I like it enough to keep. This one's got kind of like a summer beachy theme. I'm going to purge that one. Again, keeping in mind that I use these primarily for card making. That one I changed my mind on. But they're super cute. And, they were at the Dollar Tree or whatever, a dollar 25. Why not if you like them, right? The only problem is sometimes I get suckered in because of the price, and I really need to be more discriminating. I love those ones. They've got like ice cream and treats on them. And then I love the little critters. I've got a bunch of these butterfly layered um, stickers, and I do like them. I have used them on cards, but they're very, very thin. And so I'm just going to declutter those. Okay, what's next? Some other butterfly stickers are cute, little birdies. Those are cute. And some rhinestoney kind of owls. I don't know. They're kind of over the top. Do I keep them? Do I get rid of them? Ultimately decide to keep them. Some little whales, which are adorable. And then these layered butterflies are really cute. They're on like a corrugated cardstock. And then some of these different food icons are also really great. Now, these ones here, I bought multiple packs of these to do crafting with my nieces way back in the day, probably about 7 years ago now, I think. And they are, yeah, it's time to let them go, I think. These little avocados are adorable. I mean, they're avocados. They're supposed to be shakerish, but I don't think they really shake. And these are like faux metallic hearts. They're kind of cute. So why not? And then we have some critters celebrating birthdays. And I love animals like fish, so of course. And then these ones, I have a ton of them. And I'm going to put them aside because I want to see how many I have. These ones, I've used these before. The idea is you're going to color them. I'm purging them. It was okay. And then we got get into the critters. And I just have to watch because I've got a lot of duplicates of some of these. So that's why I'm putting them aside. These are some more ones to color, and I'm just going to declutter all of those. If I'm going to color, I'm going to stamp an image and call it good. Now, this is where you start seeing the duplicates. I am actually going to keep one out, and I'm going to do an art journal page with it, I think. And then the other ones I am going to do. Okay, these butterflies, I'm thinking more art journaling page, so that's why it's going off to the right. These cactus, I am going to declutter these. And then I got these ones here thinking I could do some sort of scene card, and I don't know. You know, could they work? Yes. Do I like all of them equally? No. So I'm going to hold that off for a minute. Of course, animals like fish and sea birds, I'm gonna keep. And look at these little sloths. Aren't they adorable? Of course, I'm going to keep those, the little dinosaurs. Yeah. And then now we get back into that kind of painted look, which I'm going to use for an art journal page. And then we've got some robots and some more critters. Okay, so we're almost through. Some more critters. Yep, yep, yep. I haven't come across any more duplicates of those, so we're going to keep all of them. And then these are all the same. And again, I bought them to do crafting with my nephews and nieces, and it just hasn't panned out. I've made a ton of cards with these already, and so I am going to declutter all of them. So let's go back to those ones that I thought, I could make a scene with and, just make a decision. You got to make a decision, Melanie. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep that one. This one here with the bike, not. Same with this one. I don't really like that black background. I think that's probably what was throwing me off. These, I like some of the floral elements on it. So we're going to keep two and declutter the rest. So the question is will these all fit in that bin with the envelopes? I'm just going to resort them by size, again, just for ease of flipping through them. And I think they can compress quite a bit, so I think they're going to fit. Oh, yeah, no problem. So that frees up a whole bin. That's awesome. Because I think one of these bins was living on the floor. So that's also going to solve another problem. Slowly but surely, it's my little happy pat of success. Oh, these little butterflies. I don't know where they came from. I think they just showed up and they were buried in one of the things I'm going to declutter, though. And that, I think, my friends, is going to be it for today. I am super pleased with my progress. I got rid of a little, not a ton, but that's to be expected. I am still super thrilled that I was able to condense and get free up one bin. So overall, I'm pleased. I managed to purge a few things, familiarize myself with what's in my stash in these categories. And yeah, I think we're going to call it quits. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, you guys. And until next time, happy crafting and happy organizing.